Holy fuck. God damn. That was, that made me feel like, remember when they did interviews with vets, with World War II vets after they saw the opening sequence of Saving Private Ryan? That's how I felt watching that. I was right back in the shit. I was right back in there. Oh my God. Oh, it's a catastrophe. Oh, get out of the way. Oh, the humanity. Wow. And then it ended like the last episode of The Sopranos. Just the screen goes black, and that's it. I think we learned from that, though, that Geno's a faggot. Is that what we learned? Holy mackerel. Well, we're back. It is indeed Monday. Long weekend. Very busy. But Thursday, when I left here, holy shit. I got on the train, sat down, and like a sigh of relief. I went, oh, get me the fuck out of there for a few days. Few days back at HQ. They pulled me off the line. I was back at HQ for a little while, able to read some letters, laugh with the guys, and then back up to the front. That's still not resolved in any way, shape, or form. Has that been resolved? It festered like an open wound for the weekend. I did get some texts and whatnot. There were plenty of Twitter posts about it, and oh my good gosh, it still goes on. Do you know, yeah, there's a blurred out part of that wonderful sequence that Drew put together, I would gather. Right, Drew? That was you. That was beautiful. Holy shit, you should do documentaries.
I was actually just collecting times Geno gets called a faggot and just put it together.
Oh, yeah. Well,
it's for my own personal,
That's all you needed. That's all you needed. There's a part where Geno's phone is blurred out because he wants to get in the middle of all that. And this was kind of an aside. In the middle of all that hostility about Geno giving out Kevin's number, he gave out Kevin's number again. This is what a fucking mental patient Geno is. He was out there doing something. You know, of course, we're wondering what he's on the phone, he's on the computer, what's he doing? So you guys turned the camera, zoomed in on Geno's phone, and he popped up. Yeah, he pops up the fucking Kevin's number. It's like, what are you? He just can't help himself. He cannot help himself. Oh, so that started a whole nother thing. But, oh my God. So I guess where we are now is, I'm not sure. I've had a few texts with Kevin about Thursday. And it's wide open. If he wants to come in Thursday and do the show, that's fine. That is fine. Obviously, if I'm here on Thursday, I would love for Kevin to come in and do the show. Maybe we could have security at the door to keep Geno Bisconti out. I've read plenty of people's take on what transpired on Thursday and what was building up before Thursday. And some of you are very right on the money about certain things. I don't think it's any one thing in particular. I think, we have some personality conflicts that go on here at Compound Media. I think you could say that. Some personality conflicts. But it doesn't mean we can't continue doing shows and having a good time. Look at all the shows that we did with Kevin, the great Bob Levy, and myself sitting here laughing our asses off. Oh, my God. Barry Ribs comes in and interrupts, and just hilarious shows. And then one show goes sideways. You can't just base it on, that. And it's not any one person. So, Yeah, Geno's a button pusher. We know this. We know this. And you know this. And Kevin, I wouldn't even call it a short fuse. Kevin's like a cannon. You know, cannons don't really have fuses. They just used to put gunpowder, and wouldn't go psss. Like they put gunpowder and then just take a fire and go bam, and it would explode. It wasn't a fuse. That's Kevin. He's a cannon. He's an oldie time Civil War cannon. So yeah, you know, we're all of our own unique personalities, which makes us so hilarious. So yeah, I have no qualms about that. And then the other thing about the $100 a week. Can I don't feel I have to, but I just want to explain this because people are like, Jesus, you cheap fuck. Kevin started coming in. Remember when all of a sudden Kevin would be here and it's like, oh, I was dropping by, snuck in with the pizza guy. It was fun. And he came in. And then we were hanging out over at Sullivan's. And he had come in a couple of Wednesdays in a row, I guess, or every other Wednesday or Thursday, I think he was coming in. And I asked him, I go, dude, come in every Thursday. I'll give you like $100 a show. Because he was coming in for nothing. He was coming in for no money just to come in, hang out. And I'm like, I'll fucking, pay for your goddamn trip at least in. Give you $100. It wasn't like negotiating a big broadcast deal. I love it. And especially the likes of Stuttering John. $100, I'll give you $500. John, you can't scrape up $500 for your kids. You can't scrape up $500 to have your fucking son have a penis built out of his forearm. That's what they do, I'm not lying. You're going to pay Kevin Brennan and I'd love to see how long that relationship would last. Stunt Joe and Kevin? Holy shit. Oh, shut up, you faggot. It'd be over. Your son. Oh, he'd go right for the jugular, too. Yeah. So that's what the $100 was. It's literally, he wasn't being paid anything. He was coming in because it was cool. We enjoy doing a show together. Very funny. People liked it. So I figured, why not, make it one. It's literally 2 hours. It's $100 for 2 hours. And that is, if he wants to show up for the last fucking 15 minutes, it's still $100. I didn't give, it wasn't like I said, negotiating some big business deal. Jeez. People are so, but Kevin had to bring that up too. He had to put in $100 a week. Like he's coming in here and, vacuuming and dusting, making sure he gets his 8 hours a day in 5 days a week so I could pay him his $100. Come on. Anyway, again, we all have our little different personalities. Mingi kakarigijido personal. So let's take a few calls here quickly. This one here. This should be good. Sean, what's up, Sean?
Anthony.
Hello.
Well, you basically, summarized things very well. The weekend kind of calmed things down. I had a lot of thoughts written out, but I think I'm just going to cut right to the chase. Basically say that Kevin plus you on Thursday is way better than 8 hours of Geno and the retard, okay?
Oh, boy.
And
is that what the show's called now? I really got to get up on things. Is it Geno and the retard? Did they change it to Geno and the retard? Yes, and?
Yeah. And the talent, yes, I'm glad that Kevin hasn't been fired, but the talent that Geno is shooing away from the network, it's, Aaron and Aaron leaving and what's the guy with the newspaper? I can't remember his name.
So wait a minute. First of all, you're saying that he's scaring away all this talent, and then you don't even remember Pat Dixon's name. You go, oh, it's great talent is going, the guy, that guy, who, Edward G. Robinson? Did we have him on? That's for everyone 70 and older. Great joke. Ma. No, I get what you're saying, but I have to be honest also. I don't see that anyone here is particularly scaring away anyone else. I think Compound Media as an entity has its own issues that keeps people away, but I don't think it's Geno.
No. Geno is pissing people off, causing them to leave. And I see, like Kevin mentioned, you're so close to Geno that you're sort of blinded by it, buddy.
Blinded by the Geno. No, I think the Aaron thing was something else. I think maybe Geno contributed to it because he wasn't, Aaron's cup of tea after a while. But that doesn't mean it's, Geno that is the singular problem there. I think, again, they had a personality problem amongst each other. I think Aaron wanted to start doing other things besides hearing faggot here on this station and dropping N-bombs. So, he went over to gas and he's doing that over there, which fine. But I don't know. I think if it was someone else, I think Aaron still would have wanted to go somewhere. And the Pat thing, punching Geno, yeah, Geno's kind of punchable, but you just don't do it. So I can't take the guy that was punched and go, you sure make people want to punch you. I got to get rid of you. No, it's the guy that did the punching. That's how it works. You can't, you can't do it the other way around, really. And in this business, let me make because this is probably the most important part. In this stupid business, it's not like a regular workplace environment. If Geno was walking around IBM or Apple Computers or an insurance company, and he kept popping out of the cubicle and dropping N-bombs and calling people faggot and punching people in the arm and doing shots, there would be a workplace issue. I get it. But we're not a regular. His personality is very conducive to being an employee of Compound Media. He pushes buttons. He gets people agitated. He's funny, regardless of what some people think. And it's a good thing to have him around here to get people talking about shit. So, yeah, that's how I see it. It's not like a regular
Fair
workplace. Enough. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Sean. Right. Thank you. There goes Sean. Now we'll go to the other side of the spectrum because this guy, his subject is very clean cut. Joey, what's up, Joey?
Hey, Ant.
Oi. Yes, sir.
He's been talking shit about.
Yeah.
And then,
your phone's cutting out, but it's so perfectly cutting out. I don't hear any anything. It's like you're literally just leaving words out. Do you have a good signal? Are you on a landline? You got a jitterbug phone? What are you using? Sports Illustrated football phone?
Hello.
No, hello. I hear you now. Let's see. Try it again.
Okay. So Kevin, kind of about this whole thing. I don't.
Oh, Joey. Try to call back, Joey. I swear. It's not a bit or anything, but you're, wow, your phone is fucked. That's crazy. Okay, here we go. Scott. Scott is going to...
Oh, Anthony, my fucking hero.
What's
About
goddamn
course. Time you answer the phone for me. How you doing, buddy?
I try. Where are you there, Maine?
Yeah, a state that you'll never visit, and you're going to be visiting my best friend in Orlando, and I'm trying to convince him to go to Orlando. So here is your setup for a plug, and then I'll ask my question.
Hold on, Scott. You must have forgotten. I went to Sunday River once to ski in Maine when we were at WAAF with Opster and the street team, and we went up there to Maine. It was cold as a motherfucker. But it was fun. The skiing was fun. I never went skiing before I went there, so first time I ever skied was in Maine. And then you get back down the mountain and you drink. Well, me and a buddy of mine. What the fuck was his name? It was
Opie?
No, it was Opie's friend too. we had met him from Framingham. Yeah. Anyway, we got lost on the mountain there for some reason.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that's not going to age you at all.
Cool.
Because I just love you as
Thanks.
just your personality, your impressions, everything that you do. I've been following you since I was able to find you on WCYY in Maine because we didn't carry Howard, but we carried O&A.
Yes.
But I'm 31 years old.
Oh,
so,
mere child.
I've been following you for a really goddamn long time.
Yeah,
So
probably all of your memorable memories.
Yeah, everything that I can remember. But I wanted to ask you this question, though. So I see that Kevin Brennan and Geno Bisconti are having a fight right now, and
Sure.
it's not a bet or anything. But I'm a huge fan of Kevin Brennan. And I followed you when you had Burning Bridges and when you had Artie Lang on as well. Now, are you thinking of having another co-host or just doing your show as it is? Because I love how you have your setup now.
Yeah,
I
I will not have a permanent co-host again unless a miracle happens. But no, I kind of like this. A couple of days by myself, a couple of days a guest come in at 5. Other days I'll have a host like Kevin who's in here the entire time, or Gavin, things like that. I kind of like it that way, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then other question I have is, will you ever travel back up to New England? Because unfortunately, I was too young when you did make your appearance up there. But my best friend is going to your Orlando show on the 27th. So if you can plug a little bit of stuff about that'd be great.
Yeah. The I went up. When was the last time I was up there? I think it was when AAF went changed formats. And went like Christian or something. I don't know what the fuck they are up there these days. But yeah, I went up
they suck. They suck. That's what it is.
Yeah. I went up and hung out with the afternoon show and Mistress Carrie, and we had a great time. But that was probably the last time I was even up in that area. If there was something to do, I'd go up there. But there doesn't really seem to be anything going on up there these days that I want to be party of too.
No. I mean, unless you like the Balloon Festival in the end of August, watching people go up in balloons.
Yes. The Balloon Knot Festival. All right, my friend. You keep warm up there.
Thank you, Anthony. Keep doing what you're doing, and I support Kevin 100%.
All right. Yeah, Kevin. I think Kevin knows that. I think Kevin knows a lot of the fans love him. Geno knows a lot of the fans love Geno. There's this Tubby. What's up, Tubby?
How are you, Mr. Cumia? America loves you,
Good.
too.
Why didn't you just come into the booth and talk on the mic?
Question,
I
sir?
thought it was someone else. But okay, Tubby, what's up?
You know how Howard Stern always was protective of Ralph?
Yes.
And people speculated Howard had a secret?
Right, that he's gay for Ralph.
Possibly. Yeah, I didn't want to put it like that. But we wanted to ask you, do you ever consider Geno as your Ralph?
Well, no, we aren't totally gay with each other.
Because that whole thing in the dark was a lot of touchy-feely going on Geno's part, we noticed.
Well, those are punches. He punches people when he gets drunk.
He knocked that phone into your lap area. We've seen it, Mr. Cumia.
No, obviously being friends or business associate with Geno is a bit taxing and burdensome. I do get that. But
do you get when you hug, you have to tell him when to break?
Yeah. It's like, all right. That's enough. And he's punching people again.
Again, we love you, Mr. Cumia.
Thank you, sir. I get it. A relationship with Geno is, it's work. There's some work that goes into it. But I fucking love the guy. I just hanging out with Geno is so much fun. And that's how it works. I don't see it like a Howard Ralph thing. I think Ralph has shit on Howard where he knows he can't fucking leave. You'll never leave me, Howard. Ooh, Ralph, please. Burn the videos and the pictures. Here we go. Let's go. Pete the cop here. Pete, got some thoughts?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good.
I'm a gigantic fan of PAX. I have to say, you are the mainstay.
I thought you'd come into the booth and say that. Oh, I thought you meant
we sit down and
literally.
PAX.
Yes.
Now, I've been watching. It's been some great drama over the last week or two.
Trauma,
but
actually.
I just have a couple of points to make.
Sure.
And fair disclosure, I am a friend of Pat Dixon's. But I've been
fine.
watching this drama develop over the last 6 months.
We are allowing
Geno
Pat to have friends.
Geno has become the black hole of attention whoring lately since Berg is gone.
Wow.
I think he kind of got a little bit jealous there when you started using Pat and Kevin to fill in for you. That being said, let's go back to when all this started between Pat and Geno.
Mm-hmm.
Geno violated the manly man rules of conduct, okay? There's a clip out there, saw it on In Hot Water, where he says, you know what? He was pissed at Pat being on his show with the Reverend Bob Levy.
Right.
He says, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Felicia on here. And you can see he had this malevolent look on his face. And you know what? When it comes down to things in life, these guys were all friends at one time. That's the big shame of this. However, don't mess with your friend's ex-girlfriend or present girlfriend or whatever it is. You're crossing a line. Pat asked him not to do it. He did it anyway. You know, and just Geno's constantly, I'm sorry. Okay, you know what? But then he comes out with the but to justify all his, but I did it because
shenanigans.
Of this. Everything after the but is bullshit. All right? Shouldn't have done it.
Right.
You can apologize all you want. And at the end of the day, you don't get to make the rules when you piss people off. Oh, you can scream at me, this and that. I was a cop for 40 years. You know, I grew up in a tough environment with construction workers and cops and, and fights happen between men.
We do understand the code. Yes, the code is the code.
And guys punch each other out. And, it's unfortunate. Pat threw one of the best punches of all time. 9 times out of 10, when you punch somebody, you get a black eye, you get a swollen lip or a cheek. That's the end of it.
Right.
Unfortunately,
break it up, guys. All right, shake hands. Enough. Let's get back to business.
Unfortunately, and I understand. I understand your reasoning why Pat had to go. I get it, 100%. But Geno's like that guy we all knew from when we were in high school or college. Great guy to party with. You love the guy.
Elementary school, maybe.
Yeah, well, no comment. But here we are. We all move along in our lives. He's still stuck in that position. He's a great guy. I've heard him go on his show when we don't have people shitting in other people's mouths. He does a great job when he talks about topical subjects.
Yeah.
What's going on with COVID. But the last couple of months, it's been insanity. He was up last week. Bob Levy showed up at his show, and he was genuinely pissed because he shit-talked Brennan Levy's show. I don't blame Bob. The guy's starting the business.
One of the hardest things, one of the most difficult things is because we're all involved in other things, like peripheral things that involve other people. It gets hard to bash one person without shitting on someone else. Now, the Kevin and Levy project, they got gigs and they got a comedy club, so they're together in that. And then when you got somebody else bashing one of them, the other one's got to come in, and now you got a problem with that guy too. So yeah, I see that. Like Aaron goes over to Gas Digital. I fucking go over there and do Legion of Skanks. I have a great time with those guys. And then it's like, oh, you hang out with Aaron? I'm like, no, I'm hanging out with this guy. But I don't even care if I'm hanging out with Aaron. So we got a lot of peripheral relationships based on around what we do, whether it's broadcasting, podcasts, or comedy. So it does become kind of an issue when you start shitting on one person and the other person has to come to their defense, kind of a thing.
I'll tell you what, Ant, you got the skills of the Secretary of State. You
I try
very well.
Locking airtight doors and making sure things don't get thrown here in the studio.
And I hope Brennan's back. I got to tell you, I laughed my balls off.
I love Kevin. He's funny. He's a funny guy. It's fantastic. And like I said, I texted him and I let him know it's the Dill Leo. I'll even look right now to see if anything got back or something, because those are just my thoughts. I've been watching this. I mean, it's great entertainment. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
But in the words of Rodney King, can't we all just get along?
Oh, right. What Geno would call him.
And I wish Geno the best. I'm not shitting on Geno totally.
Of course.
I wish him the best. I think he's a decent guy. He's just not realizing the consequences of his actions. He piss people off.
I don't think he ever
There are
does.
guys out there in this world. You can't say, "Oh, you can do whatever, just don't hit me."
Yeah.
Well, no. There are people out there that won't punch you in the face. They don't care if they get arrested. You know?
Yeah, they don't
That's
care.
the
That's
guy
just
that-
it. There's no set of rules that say, you can't punch me in the face. No, people can whenever they want. There are consequences, but you got to go around all the time knowing that someone can punch you in the face for something you say. I get it.
Anyway, Ant, those are my thoughts on it. My 3
Thank
cents.
you, sir.
And keep up the good work, sir.
Thank
Love the
you.
show.
Thank you, Pete. There goes Pete. It's such a soap opera. So many years I just didn't have to deal with. There were a couple of instances, but this it's ramped up of late where I'm just like, I don't fucking know. I do. I come in, go to Sullivan's, I hang out, I come in, I do this, go home, go back to Sullivan's, whatever. I don't know. It's the oddness of our jobs that really fuck things up, because people want to attach these more traditional things that people deal with on a day-to-day working regular job basis to what we do, and it doesn't work. Like people talking about Geno and Kevin. In any fucking work environment, they're both gone. They're both fucking gone a while ago.
Hearing the theory that like this is all just happening for clicks.
Yeah.
Like no one involved with this is smart enough to manipulate or construe or create or write a scheme out. Like this is a whole
maybe Garrett
written script. Like,
even him
planned out to get clicks. Oh, Geno's just doing this for clicks. Where would someone even click on Geno?
Yeah, where's the Geno click?
Where did the Geno click?
Where do you click on Geno?
Where did his
I don't know where the click is.
Doing it for clicks. There's nothing to click on.
Yeah, it's not even clickbait. There's
It's
no
just our
click.
lives.
There's no bait. There's no nothing.
No. It's just our lives. We live in a zoo.
Yes, we really do. It's a zoo. It's a fucking it's the Matrix. I don't know. Yeah, people that go, oh, it's work, right? It's a this. It's a. Are you out of your mind? These people want to kill each other. Kill each other. But yeah, in a regular workplace, it's over, Johnny. There's no fucking. There's no having them as employees. So people have to understand it's different than just a regular workplace. You can't call up and go, well, that guy's this. Geno, he pushes buttons. He's obnoxious. He's this. He's that. It's like, yeah, and. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
He that's his show. That's what he does on his show. It's like going into an accounting office. Oh, this guy? Yeah, he works for a fucking adding machine, and he could really get numbers right. Yeah, that's why we hired him.
Has a talent for, I think, finding vulnerabilities within somebody and pushing buttons.
Oh.
And it's like, if just don't be so triggerable, I guess. If
like understand what he's all about.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you want to psychoanalyze him, have a field day. You want to call it like he's doing this to he's shitting on people to feel better about himself. I don't care what his reasoning is. It works on his show. He says shit, it's hilarious. He tools on people. Kevin's another one. Like I don't want to get into the psyche of Kevin Brennan. I know he's funny as fuck. And yeah, he's easily fucking triggered. I don't want to get into that either. It's just what it is, and it works, and it's funny. It might not be the right employees for Bob's insurance company down the road.
Yeah.
But it works here at Compound.
Yeah, and it's hard. You're in a difficult position. Like this is not obviously any kind of a corporate regular job situation. But this is also not like Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
No.
Like,
Right.
It's not just like anything goes. Throw chairs at each other. All right, see you tomorrow. It's all.
You're right. There is some parameters we have to stay between here, and throwing shit and stuff. Of course, but again, I can understand certain things. Like I know Kevin, he wanted to smash that camera.
I could tell.
He wanted to.
He kept looking at it.
Just
He
to
was
make a
motioning
point.
towards it, and then he was like,
threw a
I
chair.
can break this camera right by Geno's logic, which made no sense. But I was like, oh, he really wants to break this expensive ass camera.
He first threw a chair, but he threw it over there so it wouldn't hit anything. So and believe me, I'm assessing every minute of this. Like he throws a chair and I go, all right, chair, no big deal. I got that.
We got plenty
That's
of
fine.
those.
We got plenty of chairs. Chairs have been thrown. It happens. Then he comes back in. He picks up the mic. When he threw the mic, I was like, all right, that's a step up from the chair.
Ching.
But again, he didn't throw the mic through the window. He didn't do that. Like, he was able to even curb his fucking insanity by not doing something too stupid.
Yeah.
So it worked. It and even Geno running away was good. Like, he knew, oh, this guy's going to punch me and that'll cause problems. I'm going to lock myself in the booth.
God.
So everyone was kind of rationalizing what needed to be done there and how far you could take it. It's not that it was a work, it was really happening. But, again, keeping it within parameters, like, oh, if I throw the mic through the camera, I am definitely out of here forever, and that's kind of a bad thing.
Yeah, and say everybody involved is highly emotional, and they enjoy talking shit.
Oh,
so what do you expect?
They love talking shit.